Hi everybody, welcome back to another video. My name is Lori. Welcome to Time with Tata. I discovered something about myself this month that I wasn't aware of. As many of you know, I don't tend to be the most structured person when it comes to my pens. I always have a ton of pens inked up, even though I'm usually focusing on some. And I had mentioned in a few videos back that I was taking one brand of pens and focusing on them for my morning pages. I did it with Esterbrook, I did it with Leonardo, and then I did it with Sailor, and then I've kind of fallen off. I feel like my ADD always kicks in and I'm always reaching for something else. I loved exploring only one brand. It really helped me see the different nuances between the pens even within a brand. Whether it was a stub nib or a fine nib or a medium broad. If it was a gold nib versus a steel nib, what were the differences? Within some brands, I have piston fills and then I have cartridge converter fills. And it was really fun for me to take a look at the differences within a brand. Well, in doing that, I feel like I fell off my currently inked focus because I was focusing on just those pens. And even though I was only doing that for a morning practice, I still journal in the evening and I still write things throughout the day. But I found that I was a little lost this month. What I found I was doing was just grabbing pens and bringing them downstairs or throwing them in my bag, and all of my pens were loose. And I'm like, maybe this is Lori needing a currently inked vibe. What pens am I focusing on this month? So that's what we're gonna do today. I've acquired some new pens and I'm just gonna share with you the pens that I've been reaching for a lot this month. And we are going to take a peek into my pen case in April of 2024. So let's go over to my desk upstairs and we'll check these out. So let's take a peek into my pen case. Here we go. This is a pen case that I got off of Amazon. It was under $70. It's getting a little bit beat up, but I do like it because I'm able to remove the tray here and look at my pens, and there's no elastics or anything covering them. Here's my selection for this month. I will go over why I chose all of these. Let's briefly go over some of my March colors because I did repeat a couple. Sailor Studio 273, one of my new favorites. Colors that I am repeating this month is Pelican Brown. What's the other one? Oh, Celadon Cat. I'm trying in a new pen today as well. Other than that, everything is new for March. These are some of my Esterbrook pens that I sampled. This video hasn't even gone out yet. I swear I recorded it some time ago. And these are just some new inks. I'm trying to keep all of my new ink swatches in this book. So here we are in April, and here are some of my pens. So let's get started with, of course, the 3776 Chai. I'm so in love with this pen. I love the matte finish. I put a little survey out on Instagram the other day asking if people knew which pen arrived from Apple Boom. People in my live chat on the Juicy Broads guessed it. I opened this during the chat. I did not realize that it had this beautiful matte finish. I really adore it. This is not matte here. It's a little bit, if you look in close, you can see this is a little bit more of like a vanilla color. This is more like ivory here. I don't even know if you can see the difference, but this is more of a shinier material here, probably so that we can get the ink off. I love this pen. I love that it has rose gold hardware. There's the Swarovski crystals in there. Absolutely lived up to the hype. I love it. I didn't even do a proper unboxing or review online because I did it during the Juicy Broads. I decided to ink it up because I was impulsive with the ink that it came with. I don't know if this is the forever ink that I would use. This is just a mixable ink, and right on top it says Shape of Heart. I didn't see that it was called anything. It's almost like an orangey sepia. So not necessarily like what I would pick forever for this. In fact, if I'm being honest, I think like this would look beautiful in here, this Sailor color. I also think like, oh, Dusted Truffle could work, really pretty. And this is Dusted Truffle with a little less silver in it. It's interesting how that changes, but that actually looks beautiful. You know me, I love my browns, so I'll have plenty to choose from. So I figured I would just give this ink a go. So why don't we get started with that? This is a really pretty bottle of ink. See, that's the color right here. You know, I could probably be using a paintbrush or something. See how it's kind of orangey? What do you guys think of that? Not necessarily what I would pick for this, but we're gonna go with it. Some people mentioned that this was super light, and I guess it is kind of light, but I didn't notice a difference between this and my other shape of hearts. Let's look at the three together. These are my three. Well, this is my shape of heart in black that I absolutely love. This is my first love because Jay got this for me in Japan, and he also got this one. They're all so beautiful. So these both look like they have the rose gold hardware. This has the gold. I think it just feels different because it is that matte finish a little bit. It's a different vibe. What I like about it is that I can write with it posted, and then I can admire the beautiful cap because it's so pretty. It writes so beautiful. One of the things I also want to mention is for the first time ever, I've bought a few pens from Apple Bloom, but I requested that this one be tuned before it shipped out, which I think may have added a little bit of extra time to the delivery of this, but my goodness. Annabelle is their on-site nibmeister at Apple Bloom, and this just writes so beautifully. I can't even express it. This is a medium nib, which is my favorite for the 3776. My black one is a fine nib, and then this one is a medium nib, and I've always preferred the line width of my calico, so I knew this was going to be a pen I used frequently, so I decided to go with the medium nib on this, and my goodness, I am not disappointed. So yeah, this is just so nice. Oh, I didn't even write that this is chai latte. Whoops. Oopsie. So what do you think of this color with it? I don't think it would have been my first choice, but I don't hate this color. I actually think it's probably going to look very similar to Brilliant Brown. So that will be interesting because that's in another one of my pens. But this is definitely going to be inked up for the month. This is a cartridge converter. And there it is. It has a nice converter that it comes with. I don't know how long I'll keep this ink in here. I feel like I'm going to want to be experimental pretty soon because I just love this pen so much. But I figured that's what it came with. We're going to give it a try. Yeah, so that's Shape of Heart 3776 Chai Latte in a medium nib. I should also mention that this is a 14 karat gold nib. And it is just amazing. So amazing. Next up is, oh boy, I've really been all over this pen this month. I love it. This is my newer of my two Montblanc 149s. And this, both of them are vintage. This is a medium nib. I keep the sticker on here so I don't get it confused with my other Montblanc. Look at that nib. It's just so beautiful. I found an ink that is just such a great pairing with this, and that is Wonder Pen's Tuna and Olives. I ordered some ink from Wonder Pens, and they gave me these huge samples of the ink that I purchased, which I found to be really interesting. I saw that there were ink samples in there. I haven't even opened this yet. So this came with a little squeezy to get some ink out here. It comes in this beautiful little pouch. This is Dominant Industry. It was my first time ordering from Wonder Pens. I also got their Ferris Wheel Press Writer's Desk as well. And they gave me 2 huge samples, but here's the bottle. So I haven't even opened it yet because they sent me this massive sample. So I've been using that, but my goodness, do I love this color. It looks so great in this Montblanc. And I'm just proud of myself because I don't typically migrate towards green inks. And I just love this. Let's just see. It's so pretty. I love it. Love it, love it. So pretty. I feel like this has some fun shading. This is pretty flat right here as that's drying. And I definitely think I have been favoring my medium nib on my 149. I have an extra fine that's also beautiful. I might have Kirk Spear work on my extra fine just to make it a little bit more of a wet writer, because this one is just too good. Okay, so this is Dominant Industry. It's so beautiful. It is honestly like the perfect olive. And this is in my Montblanc 149. With a medium nib. This is vintage. And I think it's from around early 2000s. My other one has a split ebonite feed. This is a plastic feed, but it's still fantastic. It's just so pretty. Look, it dried pretty quickly, but it doesn't feel at all like a dry ink in here. It's really beautiful. I typically always have a Montblanc 149 inked up because they're just too good. Next up is a tried and true. I feel like I have like two back-to-back very traditional stuffy looking pens here. I feel like I haven't given this pen enough attention, and it's just so incredible. I've talked about this pen a lot before. I have also talked about Tsuki-Yo ink, but I was very proud of myself for finally inking up this amber pen with blue ink, because you know that's not my typical. This is the Pilot Custom 823. It is just one of the best pens out there, and I need to reach for this more often. Every time I write with this, I think to myself, why do I not write with this more often than I do? So I wanted to feature it in today's video. I typically do my little samples here with paintbrushes, but I think I cleaned all my paintbrushes and they're downstairs. I am also getting ready to place a relatively big order of inks from Birmingham Pen Company. I just feel like I need some blues. I love my Tsuki-Yo, but I feel like I need to explore blue inks a little bit more. So this is Pilot Iroshizuku Tsuki-Yo, which is my favorite blue. It's kind of like a little bit of a denim color. You just can't go wrong with it. I love it, and it's so beautiful in here. So let's see. This is an S, Tsuki-Yo. Pilot Custom 823, and this is a medium nib. This is a juicy combo here. It's really nice. I think it's also nice sometimes, you know, I did the platinum ink with my platinum pen and my Pilot ink with my Pilot pen. You can guarantee it's, you know, meant to work together. A little fishy. My art skills, they're fantastic. Anyways, this is beautiful. If you're contemplating like getting your first big gold nib pen, this, you just can't go wrong. It's such a classic. Oh no, I take that back. This is a vac fill, right? And this is also a 14 karat gold nib. This pen is currently $336 on Atlas Stationery. You can get 10% off if you use my code TIMEWITHTATA. There might be better prices even elsewhere, but I'll leave as many links as I can in the description. Sadly, I think that this pen is sold out. Let's lighten things up a bit. I purchased this secondhand, and I'm really bad about doing reviews, so I'm not even sure what I've shared on social media, but this is the Laban 325 model, and it is beautiful. I have this pen in Snow, which is the same pen, but with a white body here, a white body resin, and this is the Sakura, and I got this for under $70. This pen, I believe, retails for over $140. Sometimes you can get it on sale around $100, and then I got it secondhand, and I jumped at the chance because it also has a medium nib, which I love. For this ink, we're gonna actually ink this up because I just cleaned this pen out. It had more of like a burgundy color in here. And I wanted to use this Sakura ink from Japan that has a little bit of shimmer here on the bottom. I'm not even sure what the brand is. Most of their stuff, oh, this is Sailor. It says right here, Sailor. Sailor ink, Japan. But this is all in Japanese. I don't really use this ink all that often, and it's so beautiful. So I thought it would be perfect for the Sakura pen. Laban has their own branded converter in here, and I've already cleaned this out. So let's pull some ink in. This is on the lighter side for me. I usually like things a little bit darker, but I really thought that this pink was so pretty, and it's April and all the cherry blossoms are out. So I really wanted to feature some of my pink pens, and I was so excited when I bought this. I love this steel nib. I tend to have a little bit of a heavy hand sometimes when I write, so I appreciate steel nibs that can kind of handle it, you know. This is a pretty big pen when it is posted, so I typically don't post this. So why don't we start off with our ink sample, which is so pretty over here. I'm just going to call this Sailor Sakura pink. Ooh, it's nice. Isn't that nice? I feel like it's pinky enough without like looking like cotton candy pink or, you know, anything too much. Love that. I wish I knew how to draw cherry blossoms. Oh, this is really nice. Sailor, I'm just going to call this Sakura pink ink. Oh, this is really so nice. This is the Laban 325 in Sakura. And this was pre-owned, and there were no hard starts or anything like that. It's just so pretty. I absolutely love this. Look at that combo. It's so nice. Is this piece of hair in here? That's going to drive me crazy if I don't get that off. How did that happen? I really love that. I love a pink that's not so in your face, but most of my pinks lean towards brown, and this is like a true pink. So I'm really loving this combo. Wow, that's beautiful. This is the first time I've put these together. Maybe I can try to draw these little flowers here. Lots of little layers. My overhead light that holds onto my phone while I do these videos is very bouncy. So sometimes when I hit the desk, I feel like it gets jumpy. So my apologies. I got to do a little bit more with the shading here. But anyways, you get the idea. I absolutely love it. There we go. This is a new combo for me, and I'm very happy about it. Another new ink we're going to try. This is my Leonardo Furore Grande. It's the first Leonardo pen I ever owned. My husband bought it for me for Valentine's Day. It has an ebonite feed, which I love, a steel nib. This is a fine nib, and it is a piston fill. I cleaned this out. This had a different Pilot Iroshizuku, and I'm going to try this ink from Colorverse. I bought this at Atlas during one of their ink sales, and then I was able to use my code on top of it. I think this ended up costing like $4 or $5. So it's the Blue Crab ink from Colorverse, but we are also going to ink up my pen with it. I'm not really sure what this ink looks like, but we shall see. I like these bottles because they're not too big, you know? I have so many bottles of ink. I need to do a full inventory of all my ink. This over here, let's see how ooh, this is light. Very light, very pretty. I'm hoping to get at least one shimmer ink in today. I think I have that. Let's see, a couple dots over here. I'm like, no rhyme or reason. What do we think? This is called Blue Crab. Sorry, my nails are also getting done tomorrow. I feel like they're so overgrown. You can see my cuticles. I spelling that right? I don't even know. Fine nib. Steel. Try to sometimes write in cursive so you can see how it looks that way, and then I'll write in bold print. Yeah, this is actually really good. I used Robert Oster Romeo and Juliet in here, and I felt like it was a little bit too light. What's great about this Furore Grande, this is in Blue Hawaii. I should probably write that down too. There's all sorts of different shades of blue, so a lot can work. Like this could work too. I'm sure this has been in here before. You can really use all different shades of blue. There's even kind of that sandy brown color right there that could work. This is so nice. We got this at Apple Boom too when they were in Boston. We are so sad that they're no longer there. But I love this Leonardo. And they just came out with, or they're coming out with the Angel Skin Leonardo. I have already ordered it on pre-order on Atlas, and that's like a peachy pink resin, and I'm so excited because they're finally offering it in a steel nib. I'm not sure when it's shipping, but I'm very excited. I don't know why I was just inspired to draw a kitty. This is showing a little bit of shading. I like this. I think that works really well in this pen. It's really pretty. Again, it dried relatively quickly. Okay, moving on. What is next here? Back to my browns. This was another pen I was just craving and missing. They are also releasing this, or maybe it's already out, the Pelican M1000 in the Renaissance Brown. And I'm so tempted by that pen. But Yost Appelboom jumped into the chat on the Juicy Broads on Monday, and he said to wait because Pelikan was coming out with something like never before, and he said I was going to love it. So I'm assuming it's something neutral. I'm very excited. So I'm not getting the Renaissance Brown as much as I love it. I think the M1000 is definitely an investment. I've written with one before at Apple Boom in Boston, and the nib is so beautiful and bouncy and soft. It's unbelievable. I would get it in an extra fine because they have such a broad nib, but I love my Pelican. Love, love. I would love to add to my Pelican collection. Do a couple dots. This is pretty flat brown, but it is more brown than that. This is more orangey. This was the very first ink bottle that I bought myself. And then I bought Ferris Wheel Press Stroke of Midnight. But I bought this to go into a TWSBI that I lost. One of the only pens I've lost before. I don't like to put shimmer inks in my piston fills. It's a relatively new thing that I'm just trying to stay away from. But I feel like I have... Oh, we're getting rain. I have plenty of cartridge pens that I can use. I don't need to use shimmer ink in my pistons. Pelican. Brilliant Brown. Brown. And that's the 4001. And this is in my... This is the Brown Black. I actually had to order this on eBay because they don't make this anymore. I got a pretty decent deal on it, although I've mentioned this before. Mine has this like discoloration on the cap here. And, you know, I think I bought it from third party, so it's not like I can go back. This is the downside to not purchasing from one of our shops that we love, like Atlas or Goulet or Apple Boom. I don't really think there's anything I could do about that. I've tried to wipe it with a polishing cloth, but it looks like the discoloration is here to stay, but that's okay. I still love this. This is in a fine nib. These nibs are just so gorgeous. Love them. Let's do a dog this time, okay? Shall we? It looks like an elephant dog. I feel like this is one of the smoothest in the business. I just absolutely love this pen. Next up is my Scribo Maddalena that I really love. And this is a piston, and I did put a shimmer in here, but it handles it really well. I don't know if I'm going to continue to use shimmers in here. The Scribos are really expensive, but this Masquerade ink is so beautiful, and I think it is such a great match with this pen down there, so we get that shimmer. This is a nice brown pink. Oh, that's beautiful. And I'm sure the shimmer will come through as this dries. I think I would buy a full bottle of this Masquerade when it's offered. It's just so pretty. This was part of the Diamine 2023 ink vent calendar. See how that shimmer's coming through? It's just so beautiful. This is a fine flex nib. It's taken some time to get used to it. It's beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. I love my Scribos. And I am going to the Dutch Pen Show, and I know that Luca from Scribo is going to be there, and that is what I'm planning to buy as my big pen outside of the exclusives. Look at that shimmer coming through. How beautiful. I love this ink. I kind of swiped to the bottom of this bottle where all the shimmer was, so we got a nice shimmer sample. This is a very wet writer. Did I spell that right? This could be an A. If I do this a little bit slower, we might be able to appreciate the flex. Wait, how would I do that? Oh, there we go. And I feel like I have to think about it a lot more. I wouldn't want to go to this masquerade party with this mask. It's really pretty. I think this is a beautiful combo. We got a lot of shimmer in this sample, but you can see this can be a funny pink to match. It's really like a nude pink almost. Like if you want to contrast it to the Sakura, I mean, that's like night and day. It's like a beigey pink, but I loved this. And then the other Scribo that I have is Latte in the Nymphia. And this is in a broad nib, and it's beautiful. It doesn't have the facets. But these are my two Scribos, and I love them. Oh, and here is my Snow to match my Sakura. Aren't those beautiful? I love the 325 model. Okay, next up is my Every Rose Has Its Thorn. I love this pen so much. This is honestly what I've been writing with probably the most. I got it in a medium fine nib. It's got the rose gold hardware. It's a North American exclusive. Right now, only because I purchased this ink when I was in New York, it's got Atsukiro, which I shared in my past video. I shared this ink. So I want to put a new ink in here. I was thinking about putting Celadon Cat in here. I feel like this pen is a chameleon, and whatever ink you put in it looks good. Like, I think it would look good with this ink. It could really pull the blues from this color, or even the Pelikan Brilliant Brown would look nice with the rose gold. It could complement the rose gold. Or if I wanted to go the Colorverse Blue Crab. I mean, I feel like so much looks good in here. But I don't think I'm going to ink it today because I just got this ink and I don't want to empty it. So I decided to ink up my TWSBI Diamond 580, and I'm going to put Celadon Cat in here because I just love this ink. And I did feature this ink last month, and I put it in this Sailor pen, which it looks really beautiful in here too. Celadon Cat is just so pretty. I love the shading that it shows. So that was a great match. But I do just want to put this in for my currently inked because I've been using this combo so much, even though it's not a very typical combo. But this pen just looks good with everything. Yeah, like this is just not... I think I was going for a rose color is what I was thinking. Not like a red rose, just like rose pink. And that's how I ended up with this. And as I said in my last video, when I was in the stores, I bought this at Goods for the Study in New York City. And when I purchased this, there was a sample on top of the box, and it looked much lighter than this. And I said in my last video how I had just bought Black Cherry by Private Reserve, and it kind of reminds me of this. But anyways, not what you would necessarily expect to go with this pen, but this is what we have in it, so I do want to use this. Just watch how beautiful this writes. You hear that sailor feedback that I love. I don't know if it's Thorn or Thorns. This is a Sailor Pro Gear with a 21 karat gold nib. I know that because it's fabulous. And this is a medium fine nib. Just beautiful. And I feel like I have to do a rose for this. Actually, you know what that looks like? It looks like a red onion. Gonna do our little thorns. Go easy on me. Yeah, this is just beautiful. I love this rose gold nib. I think the overcast right now is perfect for filming because you get to see really with accuracy the color. I was a little concerned because this had a black converter and I thought it was going to show through, but it's not bad. How much more ink do I have? I'm kind of itching to put a new ink in, but this actually, it just writes so pretty, but it really looks like a burgundy. It's a little bit darker than I had anticipated, but this is where we're at. So let's move on, and we're gonna fill this, which I had Central Park greens in here for a really long time. And this has a stub nib. And I feel like Celadon Cat is kind of a lighter color. I was excited to give this a go. Also, TWSBI just came out with their new like cafe color pen, which I think looks like caramel, and it reminds me of my dog Lumpy. So I want to get it. It's going to be my Lumpy pen. Let's do our sample, even though I feel like I've sampled Celadon Cat quite a few times in here. That's just so pretty. What colors am I missing from my palette? I feel like I don't have a lot of purples. Let's do another little dab in here so we can see the shading on that. It's just so beautiful. Oh, I should have waited till Celadon Cat to draw my cat. Okay, this is Diamine. Ooh, I think I'm gonna love this. Ooh, this is great. And the stub nib is so much fun. Celadon. Oh, this is really nice. I bought this at the Fountain Pen Hospital in New York City. Steel nib. Oh, I think this is a great match. It's fantastic. All right, we need another cat, right? He looks like a sleepy cat. Give him some hair. Here we go. A little kitty. Okay. So that is that for my April colors. There's one other pen that I could not talk about. And this literally just has a black ink cartridge that it came with. And this is the Sailor Mini. That's how much ink I've used. So I use this every single day. I have been using this. For a long time, I was using my Pilot Vanishing Point in my everyday journal. But this has been my pen of choice. And I'll give you a quick glimpse. Let me know in the comments if you'd like to see a walkthrough on my Sterling ink, because I have a different type of strategy that I use for filling in my notes here, my daily stuff. Every day at night, I do, sometimes I'll have, you know, little stickers here and there. But I typically only write in black in the back of this planner. And then in my morning pages, that's when I use all sorts of color. This is where all my color and messiness comes in. But I try to use just black. I'm just gonna make a note of it here for April. because it's just black. But I'm just going to say Sailor Mini. I just love the way this writes. Z-Y-N-E. This is medium fine. And this is literally just with the ink cartridge that it came with. Now, I bought another mini. This is like a taupe color. I bought this when I was in Japan. What's interesting about this is you can see the threads here. This actually screws on, and this just places on. So they're, I think, from a different series. Look at the difference there. And this has the champagne gold hardware, and this has the real yellow gold. I love the black here. This is like a taupey one. I really love this mini as well. But for whatever reason, I just popped in the black ink when I received this. And it's just been just a joy to write with. I've loved it. So this is just with Sailor Black ink. And this is 14 karat gold nib. I just have used this every single day. So this had to be a part of my April. It's very similar to the Maddalena vibe, I would say. See how similar those are? This is a slightly lighter, but it's in that same family for sure. Right now, I'm so happy with the black. I think that this month I've been using this pen the most, and my Tuna and Olives in my Montblanc has been really used quite a bit. And my Every Rose has its Thorn. Even though I don't think this is the forever ink in here, it works. It's been a beautiful writer. So let's, I guess, review everything. We have my brand new Shape of Heart Platinum, which I love so much, with this mixable ink. Yeah, that's not working for me. I'm definitely going to swap that out. In fact, I might have to do that right away. Dominant Industry Tuna and Olives. That goes in my Montblanc 149 with the medium nib. I absolutely love this combo. We are getting along so well. My Pilot Custom 823 with Pilot Iroshizuku Tsuki-Yo. I feel like this is a very basic standard combo, and I love it. It writes so nicely. Very classic decision there. This is a new combo for me, the Sailor Sakura Pink ink with the Laban 325 in Sakura that I bought secondhand and I love. I put the Colorverse Blue Crab in my Leonardo Furore Grande with the fine nib. Love my Leonardos, always looking for a reason to use them. Very classic, brilliant brown in my M800 in brown black from Pelikan. Can't go wrong with this combo. Getting ready to, I don't know, neither of these colors are really speaking to me. I'm feeling like I want cooler browns on both fronts on these. I think there's too much orange in both of those. Getting ready to swap those out. This is a great combo. This really takes the shimmer so well, the Scribo. I'm hoping that I can, you know, clean this out without too much shimmer residue. But for now, it's working so well. I love my Scribo. Every Rose has its Thorn, probably my most used pen this month. Even though I just got it, I can't put it down. I love the Pro Gear size over the Pro Gear Slim for long-term writing. It's just fantastic. I love it. And then last but not least, Celadon Cat in my TWSBI Diamine 580, and I'm really excited about this because I feel like this is an underutilized pen in my collection, and that just worked so well in here. I can see myself reaching for this quite a bit this month, in the upcoming month. So probably won't have another peek into my pen box until end of May, and we'll see. I'm leaving for the Dutch Pen Show on May 31st. So that will be interesting. Maybe I should, my next one will be what I'm packing for the Dutch Pen Show in May and what I'm bringing on my travels. We're going to the Netherlands for a couple days, and then we're going to London for 4 days. So please drop in the comments if you have recommendations for pen shops in London. I haven't even started that search, but I can't wait to explore. And that wraps up today's peek in my pen case. I really hope you enjoyed it. So that is all for today's peek into my pen case. I hope you enjoyed seeing some of the pens that were inspiring me this beautiful month of April. I will be sure to be a little bit more structured in the month of May and be a little bit more deliberate about some of the pens that I pick so I don't feel so lost like I was in the middle of April. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed today's video, be sure to subscribe to my channel. I'll see you real soon. Bye.